Oh, it's Raul. Ibrahimovic! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Ibrahimovic really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
That has ended up in no man's land. Turan.
Vietnam really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Real chance! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Gives it back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Ibrahimovic, well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And the keeper's got it again. Hoisted upfield by the keeper. Davids. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now it's Mbappe. Barella. And it's Bruno Fernandes. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Azar, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Barella. Matheus Cunha has found the net here, of course. Now it's Kimmich. Oh, that's fabulous. Corner it is. Oh, what has happened here? Where it came from. Bruno Fernandes is onto this. Eto'o. That's gone all the way through to the keeper. No, again there's no way through. Davids. Schneider plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Bruno Fernandes. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Rummenigge. Bruno Fernandes. Mendes deals with that comfortably. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Kimmich.
Vietnam certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Now it's Mbappe. Some really good ball movement. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Konate. Here's Matheus Cunha. Kimmich has created one goal already. Throw in. Nuno Mendes. And it's Davids. Passing is crisp and sharp. Shot could be... Goes for a shot! Goal! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
There will be 1 minute added time.
What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tight.
And we've reached half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
Vietnam will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remained calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. So we're into the second 45. Thuram. Nesta has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. And this is Eto'o. Schneider. Now it's Eto'o. He's on it, can he get away? It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
It's loose now and they want to get it back. Eto'o. Barella. And this is Eto'o. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He is through here. Eto'o. Shot a goal! He's delivered all right!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here. That's just downright fabulous, both the disguise and the control, and then that gentle scoop.
Substitution on the field, number 9.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Number 19.
So Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
17, George Best. Number 26, Kagawa.
Nicely shaped ball.
Francesco Totti. Substitution in
Who
progress.
needs just a moment to score a goal. And it's Berbatov.
Vietnam may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
And it's made its way to him.
Vietnam really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision. Oh, super ball!
Neymar. And that's gone loose. Forced to go back. Barella. Mbappe. He's got away. Palmer. Driving through the middle. And the shot! Oh, good finish. And there's the goal they've been looking for. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
France now in a position far more desirable.
Well, this is nothing less than they deserve, Peter. They're in the driving seat now.
Nesta. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Kagawa. Barella.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
This is a promising build-up. Pass is just off target. And it's Berbatov. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Best will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. That's a little off target. He's having a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Mbappe. Now it's Eto'o. And this is Eto'o. He's a sharp little ball here. No, it's come to nothing. Neymar. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
France clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
That's the keeper's ball. Stood up well to him there. Neymar. Now it's Eto'o. Now it's Palmer.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. Nuno Mendes. Davids. Totti. Now it's Berbatov. Bobs him off it and wins back the ball. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Best. Very nicely done. Kagawa. He leaps for it. And I think we're done. Yes, we are done. Well, here is a defeat that may hit them hard, and you can sense that all around us. Things going pretty awry, and the outcome in the end
And now,
virtually
to all members of the
unavoidable.
crowd, I'd like to ask you to
So
join
what do you
me
take
in
away
wishing
from it
our
all, Jim?
birthday
Well,
boy
there was a
very
distinct lack of
special
clarity
birthday.
or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited and deserved to be.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant
Hello,
buzz in the
everybody,
stadium,
and
and the
welcome to
players on the
today's
pitch
match.
are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And we're underway. Well, you could make a case to say, Jim, that Park Ji-sung is the most successful Asian export ever.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Hugely popular, and it's hard to argue if you look at his record at the very top level. A player with an impeccable work ethic and discipline, and he has the knack of turning up at all the big games too.
And this is Raul. Oh, it's Bebeto. That's a good ball. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. The major moment in the game. What a save from Peter Schmeichel! And he's managed to gift it back. Davids. Hazard. Now it's Raul. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Now it's Bebeto. It's played through for him. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Nedved showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. That's a lovely, neat pass. He's got away. Raul plays... Oh, good line! He's delivered all right!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Bangladesh finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Oh, he's been caught on it here! Not the most convincing of passes. Nuno Mendes. Mbappe is onto it in a flash. Knocks it into space. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, he's been caught napping. And he's quick to return it. Goes for a shot! Oh, good finish. And they're threatening to fly away here. Simplicity itself.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Vietnam are doing very nicely, thank you.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team.
Shot a goal! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
What a pass, one that literally dropped into his path. It was asking to be finished.
Has a look and plays it forward. Looking to play him in. He's through here. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And the pass is intercepted. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Neymar. That is good alertness. Now it's Bebeto. Now, can they get him away? Spread to the right. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Now it's Nedved. Nicely weighted ball. Schneider. That's going wide left. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Nicely aimed pass. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Substitution in progress.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. Well, that is one way to stop him. Now it's Bebeto. Nicely shaped ball. That's the keeper's ball. And they win it back again. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Looking for a runner. Oh, that's a fine interception. That's going right the way across.
Vietnam have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
And the counter is on. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Bebeto. Now it's come to nothing. Nuno Mendes. He is through here. Now it's Raul. Takes aim and crosses. It's a goal kick. It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Schneider. Silvestre gets on his bike and on the move. Azar. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Ball in towards the middle. De Gea claims it without any fuss. Azar engages and forces him off the ball. And for the first half, that is that. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Vietnam sitting pretty here. 2 goals putting them into the driving seat.
Substitution.
And here is the first touch of the second half. Chouameni is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Now it's Raul. Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. It's Schneider! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
Quality ball.
Vietnam have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And that's another good win of the ball. Well, momentarily the situation was perilous, but his alertness has saved the day.
If you were looking at the shopping list of what you need in a top defender, that's it.
Stam wins the duel this time. Dani Olmo. And this is Dembele. Dembele unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. That's a cute ball. That has been cut short. Mbappe being given no time to dwell on the ball here.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Stam is there to clear. Well timed, excellent interception.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And here's Ibrahimovic. Shot could be on. And he's hit it long. He's looking wide. Backward it goes. The ball has bounced loose now. That's good play. Well, they've got it again. And that's a good ball. Mbappe! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Vietnam really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Chouameni, and it's Nedved. He's a sharp little ball here. Schneider, that's destined for the flank, just eases him off the ball, and that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Mbappe! De Gea claims comfort.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
And he's quick to snatch it back. Thuram, a picture of focus and alertness. Schneider in acres of space out wide. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Now it's Mbappe, and he's managed to get free. Silvestre attempts a clearance. Well, we expected better, and so did he. That's Nedved. And no, that was never going to make it. Oh, it's Dembele. Oh, they could break here. He has found the way through. Real chance here. He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. Vietnam really could have done without this. Drama over the penalty spot. What a save from Peter Schmeichel! Raul. That has ended up in no man's land. Goes down, but nothing given. And it's Ibrahimovic. Raul. Vietnam can consider themselves just about safe now. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Lovely ball and it's Ibrahimovic! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. That could spell trouble. Can he finish? And it's in! As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
Bangladesh may be down, but not out just yet. Dembele. Pass somewhat off target. Nedved. Azar. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, what has happened here? Well, that pass isn't the best. And the referee brings it to a close. What a satisfying performance. A performance at times of determination and occasionally magic. Simply, they had all the right answers. Ibrahimovic claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. Well, we're underway. Schmeichel writing himself into team folklore. It's career game number 500 for him today, Jim.
Well, Peter, it's so good to see.
It's roll! Oh, it's hit the post. Not a bad try by any means.
Well, that face says it all. I think I'd feel the same way, not that I was ever an expert at finishing or anything like that.
Locatelli. More and more pressure on the ball here. And it's McTominay. And it's Hakimi. Great vision. Oh, perfectly measured that. Yamal gets flagged offside. Locatelli. This is a promising build-up. He's in plenty of space here. He's picked his way through, takes a shot! Oh, wonderful effort, all by himself.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Oh, that's well spotted. Bruno Fernandes. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Not a bad start to the game, a chance at either end already. Passing is crisp and sharp, but he's well... Real chance! There it is!
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
Vietnam finding themselves unexpectedly behind. And claimed it back swiftly.
Oh, great feat, that.
McTominay. Locatelli.
Vietnam really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
And we have our very first corner. Towering header! Oh, crossbar! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Well, was he a little smarter then, Peter, than he needed to be? I'm not sure he needed to cut it as fine as he did. He had enough of the goal to aim at.
Schneider charging forward, the ball at his feet. Locatelli. Now it's Yamal. Nicely weighted ball. Yamal is offering some sort of an apology there.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Bruno Fernandes. That has ended up in no man's land. And here's Rafinha. Nuno Mendes. That'll be a throw-in. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, he's shot a goal! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 2 then. And the shot! No, just not quite.
McTominay is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Rafinha, and it's Mendes. Locatelli. Rafinha providing an outlet on that flank. Bruno Fernandes. Nice looking ball. Can he finish? Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Schneider will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. McTominay. Now, he's got space here. That is a great pick out. And the finish! And he's really put himself on the line here. So, third corner of the game. That's a decent clearance. Bruno Fernandes. And a header! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
McTominay. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. And no surprise, that's a booking. Locatelli. McTominay, very much a man of this moment. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Oh, shooting chance! And he's stuck it away! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
We're looking at a different game now.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
And he's forced to go back. Now it's Schneider. Now it's Ibrahimovic. It's played through for him. Chance! Oh, it's coming in. And another try! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
There will be 3 minutes
And it's
added
been
time.
hooked away. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Yamal. Pinches it off him. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Nuno Mendes. Lovely feet. Crosses it in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is. And that signals the end of the first period. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Reflections on the first half?
Vietnam will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remained calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
Well, it has been tight, it's been competitive. Each side with one significant moment, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And we are back on the way. Now it's Yamal, closing in on goal. Schneider. Azar. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And that's a dangerous ball. He's had a shot! it's in! And they've got their lead back. A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
Ibrahimovic! He's got a goal! They're level in a trice!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. So again, we have parity.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
He's found a way through. Oh, good take in a good area. Now it's Yamal! And no mistake. Into the lead once more. That is a super smooth goal. Beautiful manoeuvring of the ball and splendid authority in the finish.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
And that means just one thing: match ball.
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Yamal.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Right here, right now, it's not looking favourable. They're chasing the ball and the game.
And the shot! Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
Substitution on the field. Number 7.
Vietnam choosing to make the first change.
Number 9. Mbappe. Number 19. Schneider.
Bumps him off in and wins back the ball.
Raul.
Hakimi
Number 6.
looking to pass their way up the pitch.
Coming on the
Whatever
field.
he had in mind, that was not
20,
it.
Batistuta. Number 10. Berbatov.
And it's Locatelli.
Number 4. Bellingham.
It's
Number
a
26,
sharp little ball here.
Kagawa.
Oh, easy
Number
pickings
17,
there. He's found a way through. It's a really well-measured ball. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes looking for the run, and he's in great chance! And he thumps it clear. Bellingham. Rafinha. Dembele. And a chance! It's bounced back off the post. Played out towards the right wing.
This is the time you need that pace.
Locatelli. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Caresses it through. Decent chance! And that's a tidy finish. And this is getting better and better. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
So the lead now is 2.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Bellingham. It's a good spell of possession, this. Nicely spread. Batistuta showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. It's Dembele! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
And here's Dembele. He's beaten the last man. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Batistuta. Best. Tries a shot! And that's in! Back to within one! Interesting! He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
So their fourth corner of the game. And that's a simple one for the keeper.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
He's shifting through the gears. Bellingham! Wide, but only just.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
McTominay. That pass isn't the best.
Roma can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
And he's being shifted off it. And that was asking for too much. Kagawa. Davids. Best. And he's managed to get free. And the shot! And they've got rid. Nuno Mendes. Yamal is herring after that one. And here's Batistuta. And he's cut it out. Bruno Fernandes. That's the end. Vietnam perhaps feeling a little aggrieved with this final score. They clearly feel that their efforts... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
I think it gets a terrible raw deal these days. It's deemed old-fashioned.
Oh, shooting chance! And here's Mbappe, and one more try!
Vietnam would very much seem to be growing their confidence here. You can feel it.
Chance here to counter. And this is Shevchenko. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Sneijder. And here's Ibrahimovic.
They don't come much harder, Peter, than Giuseppe Bergomi, and I can tell you that from personal experience.
Traditional Italian.
Even his handshake is hard, but a level setter when it comes to discipline and organisation, not to mention his leadership qualities.
Don't argue with him. Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Hazard. Thuram. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Drives it in. Here comes another cross. That has been knocked clear. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. Nedved going face to face with his great rival. And that's played in low. Mbappe, forever the opportunist. A sniff, that's all he needs. Kaká. Hazard. Now it's Hazard. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, that's fabulous. Gullit, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man.
That appeared to be an inevitable out.
Decent chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Can he get on the end of this? Sneijder can so cleverly bypass the press. No, that's been intercepted. And it's Kaká.
Milan definitely like their pressing from the front.
It's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
Makaleli. Passing is crisp and sharp. Shevchenko. And Shevchenko off the post. Goal! Milan! Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Milan have penetrated for the first time.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be...
Takes a shot!
Milan have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Nuno Mendes. Now it's Mbappe. Bergomi calmly anticipates. Looking for options for movement. Gullit in acres of space out wide. Deftly away. Now it's Mbappe. Hazard.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
And here's Ibrahimovic. And he's cut it out. Nedved. And the counter is on. And he welcomes it in. And he cuts out the supply. The message is clear. None shall pass. Hazard. Varane promptly onto that. And that is that. Nedved tries to pass it through. No, he's not going to get any further than that.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Good read, needed to be. Engages and forces him off the ball. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Vietnam currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. And so the action is resumed. Ibrahimovic! A real chance and a real let-off.
Ibrahimovic clearly can't believe he didn't put that away. He'd set himself up perfectly.
Oh, this looks sharp.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Hazard.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
It's a pretty loose pass. Pass is short and sharp. Nicely weighted ball. Schneider. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Thuram gets it clear. And this is Hullet. He's in, must be! He's having a shot! Great vision. Cross needs to be good. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Nuno Mendes is, of course, well known for his dancing feet. Milan appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Mbappe being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Hazard receives it in a wide position.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Picked out brilliantly. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably. And
he's having a pop! Oh, he gave that an almighty thump.
Well, I think he's surprised himself how he managed not to hit the target then. He seemed to believe it was going in.
Sostituzione per il Milan.
Numero 23.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 22. Kaká. Numero 10. Numero 2. Rafael Varane.
He's going to be disappointed with that.
In campo per il numero 17.
Mateus.
Il numero 42.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Ronaldinho.
Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Now it's Bellingham. And it's Hazard. Looking for the run. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. That's a foul, no two ways about it. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Well, there is concern on the faces of the players standing around him here.
Yeah, it would seem a little too far out, and this will probably be a dink far post.
Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
Can he get it through? Shevchenko. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Ronaldinho. He has a look out. Chance for a shot!
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Cristiano Ronaldo. And Batistuta! And that could come back to haunt them.
Batistuta clearly knows that he let himself down there. He'd like another pop at that one, but that's not how it works.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Nicely spread. And this is Shevchenko. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's played through for him. Vietnam now in a position of desperate urgency.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
Just 5 minutes left. Ronaldinho quietly revving up. He is through here. Ronaldinho ventures forward.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Batistuta, and he's in. Shoots! And it's in! They have stolen level at the last! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. OK, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find the winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing.
Now, what about this cross? It's a loose ball. Oh, and the referee says that is it. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So that's got things underway.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the...
Ibrahimovic! Oh, he's been caught napping. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, it would have to be the highly rated Dean Howson.
It's Neymar! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. Madrid with the corner, they're first. And it's been taken short. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Wow, look who's involved.
And now a sudden chance to counter. And it's Neymar. And he stands tall, impenetrable. Olise. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nuno Mendes. Albert Ferrer. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Davids. And it's Ibrahimovic. And he's worked it through. Stood up well to him there. Rijkaard. Couple of decent early chances. It bodes well for an exciting game. Mbappe proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Quarter of an hour played. And it's Ibrahimovic. And he is dashing away. And he's heaved it away. That's a throw.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 24 será sustituido por el dorsal 2.
And here's Hazard. Aubameyang is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Still goalless at the moment. Now it's Mbappe. And this is Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic! Goal! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Marcó en el minuto 21.
Vietnam have fired themselves in front.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
It's Ibrahimovic! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Ibrahimovic really should be making an apology. That longer range pass gave him a golden chance then.
Cafu. Kukçu. Olise. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Olise. Can he get it through? And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Kukçu has it in a wide position. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Mbappe. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Now Davids. Rafael Varane. Beckenbauer. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Kukçu did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. No, again there's no way through. Played out to the left flank. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. It's a pretty loose pass. This looks promising. Mbappe! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And now they can spring out of defence. Played into space. They get a throw in. Kukçu is always looking to break lines. Vietnam are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. Just eases him off the ball. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. And the shot! This time surely! And there's a goal! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. That was easy, almost too easy.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
Vietnam are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
He won't be happy with that one. Schneider plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
And we've reached half-time.
Well, I don't think most of us were expecting a second, Peter. It's become pretty much the ideal half.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Vietnam are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. The second period is on the way. And it's made its way to him. Makaleli. Kukçu. Now, can they get him away? Oh, shooting chance! And that's a tiny finish. It is an explosive start to the second half. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Shoots! It's loose now and they want to get it. Oh, he's been caught on it here. He's hit it. And another try! Well, he doesn't look too happy with that.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
And here's Mbappe, gives it back. Knocks it into space. Thinks about the shot. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Kukçu. It's a searching pass. Opts for safety. And it's Kukçu. Tries to play it through. And this is it. It's Ibrahimovic! He's got a goal! And look at his joy! Is this not why we love the game? That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
That has the feeling of
Shot at goal! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Aubameyang is offering a wry smile there.
This their second corner of the game. Neymar with the short one. He's had a shot! Against the crossbar. Vietnam are looking to go forward now. Real chance! And he's stuck it away! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Just one in it now.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now, all of a sudden, it seems the belief is back.
Chips it through, and this is Neymar.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Can he finish? It's a goal! And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
Vietnam go up by 2 and are looking good.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Some really good ball movement. Knocks it out wide. Kukçu looking to receive it in space. Oh, he has stuck it into his own net!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Hazard will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, well played, well played. And this is Ibrahimovic.
Vietnam surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Foot in. Cafu got a long way forward to join the attack. And here's Elise. Oh, what a... And the finish! Oh, the ball's run loose here. And for a moment, time stood still.
Well, let that be a lesson to them. If they don't stay focused all the time, they're going to be made to pay.
And that's a good ball. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Kukçu.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Very much into the last knockings. That's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Schneider is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot.